Welcome back to 24 Hours Trending News Channel. JPMorgan Chase CEO Jamie Dimon on Monday warned that a very serious mix of headwinds was likely to tip both the US and global economy into recession by the middle of next year. JPMorgan Chase CEO Jamie Dimon said the US economy was actually still doing well at present and consumers were likely to be in better shape compared to the 2008 global financial crisis when the world tips into recession. But you can't talk about the economy without talking about stuff in the future, and this is serious stuff. Said on an interview of CNBC. His comments come at a time of growing concern about the prospect of an economic recession as the Federal Reserve and other major central banks raise interest rates to combat soaring inflation. Dimon, chief executive of the largest bank in the US, said the US economy was actually still doing well at present and consumers were likely to be in better shape compared with the 2008 global financial crisis. But you can't talk about the economy without talking about stuff in the future, and this is serious stuff, Dimon told CNBC's Julianna Tatelbaum on Monday at the JPM Techstars conference in London. Among the indicators ringing alarm bells, Dimon cited the impact of runaway inflation, interest rates going up more than expected, the unknown effects of quantitative tightening and Russia's war in Ukraine. These are very serious things which I think are likely to push the US and the world, Europe is already in recession, and they're likely to put the US in some kind of recession 6 to 9 months from now, Dimon said. His comments come at a time of growing concern about the prospect of an economic recession as the Federal Reserve and other major central banks raise interest rates to combat soaring inflation. Speaking to CNBC last month, Chicago Federal Reserve President Charles Evans said he's feeling apprehensive about the US central bank going too far, too fast in its bid to tackle high inflation rates. The Fed raised benchmark interest rates by 0.75 of a percentage point last month, the third consecutive increase of that size. Fed officials also indicated they would continue hiking rates well above the current range of 3% to 3.25%. Dimon said that while the Fed waited too long and did too little as inflation jumped to 4-decade highs, the central bank is clearly catching up. And, from here, let's all wish him success and keep our fingers crossed that they manage to slow down the economy enough so that whatever it is mild, and it is possible, he added. The multiple strikes came a few hours before Russian President Vladimir Putin was due to hold a meeting with his Security Council, as Moscow's war in Ukraine approaches its 8-month milestone and the Kremlin reels from humiliating battlefield setbacks in areas it is trying to annex amid a Ukrainian counteroffensive in recent weeks. A day earlier, Putin had called the attack on the Kerch Bridge to Crimea a terrorist act carried out by Ukrainian special services. In a meeting Sunday with the chairman of Russia's investigative committee, Putin said there's no doubt it was a terrorist act directed at the destruction of critically important civilian infrastructure. The Kerch Bridge is important to Russia. Speaking to a roomful of analysts and investors in early June, Dimon said he was preparing the bank for an economic hurricane caused by the Federal Reserve and Russia's war in Ukraine. JPMorgan is bracing ourselves and we're going to be very conservative with our balance sheet, Dimon said at the time. He advised investors to do the same. Market participants are monitoring a highly anticipated inflation print on Thursday as well as a slew of corporate earnings. JPMorgan is scheduled to release third-quarter financial results Friday. Shares of the bank are down roughly 33% year-to-date. Thanks for watching us today. See you in the next update on 24 Hours Trending News Channel.